Let me make sure my set skills are here. I'm glad I checked that. Alright, Derpy. Alright, so yeah, both of them are on. The reason the stream started a few minutes late was because I went through my e-handbook and read all the truth bullets again. That way I could get myself reorganized with everything, and I thought it would be boring if I did it out loud again. But yeah, so that's the reason why the stream was a tiny bit late today. But alright, make sure the skills are set. Good job. Yeah. Unfinished preparations.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Wait, why would I press R1?
Friendship penetrates?
Oh, wait, it does it automatically, but I don't really care.
What about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Sure, I guess. All things progress during the class trial. You will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and then fire with the triangle. Okay. I'm gonna try my best to remember that, but also you guys might need help there. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the option button during the arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Jesus.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the back room. So it seems most likely that
The killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Something's up about what we just said. Okay, so it's not, the timer's not going while I have this, all this happening. Because Sayaka hasn't had it resisted at all. There's no explanation for what happened to the room. For this debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within the group statement, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice it? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, section of a person's statement. The truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down circle. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murders
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong. Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. It was obviously a knife, you dimwits. Okay. Make your argument. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
No shit,
So the
Trilla.
killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong. No, I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
I can't fix the music right now. I mean, I have it how it was the last two streams, and it seemed to be okay before.
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
I mean, yeah, I have it literally the exact same as I did before, so I don't know. It's hard to hear the voices. I don't know, bro. Fuck, is there a way for me to, like, change the settings? Because I can't change anything right now. I can't, how do I go to the game settings? I can't do that right now. Like, there's no way of me checking that right now. Voice on the way. Is that good? Voice all the way.
You really believe that?
Cool. She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debate. Would you like to hear more? Yes. You can concentrate by holding the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim and making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like that consumes the focus gauge, and if the gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
That's not true,
No,
though.
that's wrong.
No, someone
Okay,
was in the
wait,
dining hall.
Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night. All the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking. I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Wait, it's not any of these people. Oh, it's not Hina, and it's... fuck.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No! You're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if only there if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. We have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around in the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use left stick to aim, press triangle button, shoot the desired letters. Shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be a crucial point. If we can't, if we can just figure out what that something is, it's the hair. There was no hair. Crap. Right? It's hair.
Now I understand! That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor!
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true!
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves that is the object the killer broke, which is the bathroom doorknob. Perception item.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Koyuko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates, which I hear more. Yes, tell me everything. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one light or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use truth bullets on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they say, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then go look and have fun. Oh Jesus Christ, okay.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Okay, that's true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Okay.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
Yes.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
You can't lock it.
No, that's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... that's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Because the names flipped, things were flipped. The killer was convinced the door room was locked. So they didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail is that they didn't know that the crime, they didn't know that the crime, but they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you
don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she said to me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. The answer might be right here, there. There's no way Sayaka could be let in because of oh fuck. Let's just say oh fuck. They originally asked, yeah, this one.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure to, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Okay? Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then, that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
You're not making yourself... Fufumi, you're not making yourself look any better.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Oh, Jesus. Dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words,
oh, I fucking
even if
missed.
someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
Fuck.
It certainly would seem that way.
Can I, like... Makoto went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is it has to be because of what got switched between my and Sayaka's room.
Sayaka and Makoto
Okay,
switched
yeah,
rooms,
I know
correct?
I know what it is, I
But in
just
the
fucking
note,
missed.
The place they were asked to come
I don't
to,
know how it missed because it was fucking scrolling.
specifically says,
My room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
No.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was...
That's wrong.
It's wrong.
Break.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I could fast forward through that.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
Only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only person who knew that we could have switched rooms, it would be Sayaka that did it.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates, make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, We first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Reasons I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there was no doubt. Where's her fucking...
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Yeah, we already said that.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we needed to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debate, yes. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spot to refute each statement. Oh god. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L1 button, rotate your cylinder, and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release L1 button, cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold the L1 button and use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purpose this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Oh, Jesus. Well then, good luck and have fun.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist!
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
I don't actually know what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so there's 3 bullets that I have. I'm supposed to match them up with a specific one. If the person that stole the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation of where a certain part of the sword got damaged.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
Fuck.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist!
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit
Fuck,
took that
dude.
from her too.
Okay.
And they killed her with it.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, fuck. Alright. And the person who has only a certain part of the sword got damaged.
When the fighting broke out, The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Yes.
A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke
Fuck.
Mizuno's wrist.
Okay.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
You don't match all? Okay. What? Did something I said is wrong?
Shoot!
I need to think on that. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Oh, okay.
When the fighting broke out,
it's not really what I
culprit
meant to
grabbed
do.
the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Yes, I see. So you're saying is I have absolutely no idea.
Shoot.
What? I don't. Why would it be the
When
sword?
the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Well, I think I almost did it without actually fucking up. But I
Actually, no.
didn't.
I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Huh? Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
I think I meant to click the sword sleeve before, but I accidentally clicked the wrong one.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I need to use the sword. Which part of her body? And her palms.
I got it!
Unless her
You're
palms are
talking
clean.
about her palms, right?
Except for the tip.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
There would have been no time for that.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all.
So Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about as the water's
I
off.
got it!
The water's off during.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, And the one who damaged the sheets with the kitchen knife was...
I wonder how the damage is not without the sword or without the Sayaka.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Kodo, I'm sorry to say this, bud, but I'm 99.9% sure that's what happened.
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who the killer was, who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. That's not true. We got the 11037. Dying message. Yep, that's the thing we have, the dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her. 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Yeah, that's very obvious on who it is.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
No question that Sayaka wrote the message because of her left index finger.
Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
1.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
It's because they're letters.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more
Yeah, it
like
says
one
fucking Leon. I get it. Okay, it says Leon. That's the person that did it. Cool. Glad we got that figured out. You're gonna be framed by your favorite. I know.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Okay. So yesterday on stream, I said, oh, the 11037 looked like the name Leon. But I actually didn't remember if Leon was a character in this game or not. So I just didn't, and the chat didn't say anything, so I kind of just assumed it was nothing. So I'm assuming that's gonna say Leon. I still don't know. It could be like fucking, I don't know.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Yeah, so we didn't spoil anything. We didn't say anything to not spoil it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys didn't, but like, and also if I like say something that could spoil something, don't say anything in the chat. I like that you guys did that. So.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
It's like a signing message because you know its name. 180 degrees, it should be crystal clear. Select someone. It is... Where are you, Leon? Leon.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
I was trying to get rid of. The thing found lying in the incinerator, right? That would be this one.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
What?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
the burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay. Where was it supposed to? Unclear, destroyed, and attached in there, right? Not supposed to say anything up. Oh, fuck. Okay. How?
I got it!
I was gonna actually do how before.
Look closely at how the shirt was disposed of. We should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. Actually, that's exactly what proves Leon is the real killer. Oh fuck, how am I supposed to do that? I don't actually know what the thing is now. The shattered crystal. Oh, okay. Thank you, game.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Shoot!
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh fuck, okay.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy...
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Joe had to use the glass ball in a certain way. Yeah, he had to throw it. He threw it.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain that last time I was down here, perhaps it was a work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right.
If
There's
they
no
were
way.
a baseball
It'd be
player, they could.
impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is
the ultimate baseball star. And that's who he is.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shifter brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Closing argument, would you like to hear more? Yes. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In that phase, you'll have to complete the summary of the case. You have to reproduce the flow of events from the case in a form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing selection and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well, then good luck and have fun. Okay. Alright. So, she went to go kill. On that. Right? Am I missing something? I go to a different page. The room was at the end of the crime incident again where the killer entered. That one. Alright, how do I switch pages? Oh, okay, that's how I do it. Okay. Oh wow, they give you like 20 minutes to do this shit. Okay. Then she stabbed. And... so then she stabbed and deflected it. Right. So this one goes here, and she dropped it. So then that's the last thing. That happened there. So he got in. Then went and then it blocked it. I don't know what that is though. That's right at the end. I don't know what it is. I think that's him throwing the shirt into the incinerator. Yeah, that's him throwing the shirt into the incinerator. There has to be two that I haven't answered though, right?
The killer is
you.
Okay. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Is that kid trying to put a circle peg into his star hole? Shut up.
Last night, The killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
I'm not doing amazing. I need to get. Fuck. What did I do wrong?
The killer is you! During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I don't have to, like, go through that whole thing.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Complete.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
We've been showing you the evidence.
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? First bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Sometimes in class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you have to engage him into a head-to-head battle. And we like to refer to as a bullet time battle, aka the BTB, by the way. If the BTB, during the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements and the time with the rhythm. Match your button press with the tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press X button to lock an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use the method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna fuck this up. Do this consecutively, and you'll start a combo. Keep this up and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo up situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button, so watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent, and their weak spot will appear. You will. You won't. Too bad, man. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot will appear. At that point, you can press triangle button to shoot down with the truth bullet like any other statement. If you get their statement fast enough, then you'll come out victorious. But just like before, your influence gauge reaches 0 or time runs out, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh my god.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
Use something of their own to remove the screws. What could have been?
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid.
I'll show the indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Okay, so the thing is, my thing is broken. The moment of truth. My thing has not been used yet.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance.
What am I supposed
It wasn't
to do?
me.
I can't move it.
Stupid. You lied. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me?
I don't actually know what I'm supposed to be doing.
It wasn't me. Stupid.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Nobody believes me, no one wants to hear what I have to say. Uh-oh, no one's gonna enter the debate. Well, then go try black and blue. I swear to God, if I have to do that entire thing all over again, I'm going to be.
Is this really the end?
Yes, I would like to give it another shot.
Yet.
Okay, I do actually. I was reading and I thought I understood what to do, but clearly I don't. What you have to say? When this happens, you'll engage them in head-to-head battle. Like for this, as a bullet. You will destroy your opponent's statement in time with the rhythm. Okay. That worked out beautifully. I don't know what it means by with the rhythm. Okay. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. What? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This doesn't mean anything. This is not doesn't mean anything. What? Okay, so I have to just press X when I reach some mark, when it touches the dots. Press X button, lock onto an opponent's statement. That person could have done it. Lol. Shut the fuck up. Destroy the statement once you've locked on with the triangle button as your center marker reaches the center. Okay, so when the dots get close, I press X once to like lock on, and then once the dots are in the center, I press triangle. Use the method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep that up and you'll initiate a tempo up. Okay, so I think I got it. So I press X to lock on. I wait for the dots to go into the middle and I press triangle. I just continuously do that, I guess. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. The tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. To deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot will appear. Okay. At that point, you press the triangle button, shoot it down with the truth bullet like any other statement. X when dot in middle. So X when the dot's in the middle, but I also have to press triangle when it's in the middle, don't I? Is that what it said? Or else I'll keep missing. What? I thought it was I press X to lock on, and then when it gets to the middle I press triangle. Am I just being stupid? I feel like this is not difficult, and I'm just making it harder on myself than it needs to be. You just stand fast enough to come out victorious. I guess like before your influence gauge is. Well, then good luck and have fun. Oh, fuck me.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead,
I refuse to. Stupid!
I'm sorry, this is my first time playing, okay? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid!
Oh, I get it, okay.
Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Okay.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
Okay. Okay. I made that way more difficult. Okay, once I saw like the combo, like once I saw I was hitting a combo, I was like, oh, and then when Derpy said, triangle when too many words, and like the words were flashing. I was like, oh, okay, I should press triangle then. Okay. I'm actually really fucking excited.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
They probably used their own.
Stupid, stupid! It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
I'll take an A. It's probably pretty good, right?
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Ignore the C perfect run, basically.
Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? Or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Was there a B? I didn't see a B. I saw an A, C. But there probably was a B. Guilty. I have to admit, there was the 2 times I messed up, where the 3 bullet system, I didn't know how that worked, and then obviously the last thing. Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the memory, on the money, not memory. The Blackened, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's
why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step, and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just unlucky. That's all.
Hey, come on!
You expected me to just accept my death? Yeah. Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. When I think about it, honestly, I'm better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here, with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else. Her dreams. Her friends. To have something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even if some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So, when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. And that's why she talked to me in the first place. Is that what she talked to me? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's it. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand. I really do. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing around with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka forced to do something like that. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Koiko latched into my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron. Strong enough. I was sure it would leave
Calm
bruised.
down.
If you really want to make your enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go, for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Blackened, Leon, received his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shot herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back. To your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had a number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. It's all because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
No, that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh,
Are you sure? You were closer than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
What? If it weren't for you, this would have never happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Oh, did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with all sort of with that sort of mentality that perpetrate war all over the world. That's kind of cut. I'm trying to focus on doing the voice, and it's kind of not working. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment!
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey,
No more begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
Do we get to see the punishment? Oh, we do. Game over. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, Jesus. Holy shit. Oh, is it a pitching machine? It is a pitching machine. That's clever. It's a machine gun pitching machine. What we saw. That was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline's pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
I can't take this anymore. Do you have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it.
All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But only if only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in that case, a dark, awful society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting us in this, an upstanding young citizen like me through such grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make any sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying are quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? Well, if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened? Happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free the outside world. Being trapped in this same place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the blackened punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, what exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I got to say. I need to save some fun for later.
And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone lost their sense of time. We all were too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But in that moment...
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered in my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before that before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize somehow... You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. She lay dying. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of... me? Can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought. How could she protect you? What?
So...
The fact that she used every last ounce of her energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care about what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone, or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free from such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Oh my... Well. Chapter 1. To survive. The end! Surviving students. 12. To be continued. So what do you think of Sayaka framing you? Oh, you received a spare bat present. To be honest, that was not what I was expecting to happen. It made for a really good story, though, that she was planning on framing me. I mean, obviously, it kind of sucked that she was framing me. Because I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but when I play a story game, I know, like, for this instance, the character's name is Makoto, right? And obviously that's not my name, but I see it as me. So I actually kind of felt hurt that she framed Makoto. But also storytelling wise, that was 10 out of 10. I liked it. It was great. Yes, I would like to save the data. 1 is the loneliest number. 1 is the loneliest number. So now my room is Sayaka's old room. That means that my door should be locked, right? That means that the bathroom door should be locked. Hold on. It's gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Okay, so now I'm back in my old room. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence has disappeared without a trace. Just like he said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator up, Monokuma told us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is enough for me. Thanks enough for me. After all, no one wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health.
I didn't have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I had to accept the reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. I mean, I'm okay with it. I thought, as you know, as some of you guys know, Sayaka, not only was she the only character's name I could actually pronounce correctly besides like Leon, but that's easy. But she was awesome. She was also my favorite. So that part sucked, figuring out that she was using us. But I'm okay with it because they pulled it off well. Sorry, I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you, drag you back here. Sorry. No past? What? I'm so confused. You passed the test? I'm so confused. What happened? Oh, you're going to see. Okay, you told me yesterday that I was gonna pass. It would, depending on how that happened, I was gonna pass. Yeah, pass or fail the sim test or something. Yeah, like something like that. Forget we said anything. Okay, I forget you guys said anything. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like he said? I imagine it would be pretty hard to sleep with the rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on.
Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
Must be stuff staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? Well, staying there, with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, I've decided I can't turn away from her dad. Makoto? Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it!
So, everyone, try and cheer up and get back on track.
Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better?
Huh?
We were already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at this point. Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when. If not, the next one takes place.
Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move.
Well...
But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. It'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy, like it or not, it's not that simple.
What do you mean?
Are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended. They modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing our every need. And on cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. This is not a work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great of a risk.
So then...
Then what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly wants to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
No.
What?
No what?
I can't take
I don't want to
it.
live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else.
Huh?
Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
But...
So,
If we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
So it would seem.
She's right. If you keep all the blame on yourself, you'll turn to a full-fledged masochist? I don't know. Cheerio. That's not how you say it. I'm still gonna do it. Cheerio. Listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We have no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would happen to us if we refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon. So don't waste anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind! Funny thing is, no one is killing Makoto in the first chapter. He is the most average after all. It's true.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Oh, and one other thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you? That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite.
What was that just now?
Was he saying it was our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel, man.
Don't fuck with me.
That piece of shit. Who does he think he is?
And so, the day drew to a close. A tense, managing day that saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Trunko, and Leon. Oh yeah, all of those, that all happened in one day. Damn, that was, I don't know what I would do in that situation. But, this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. I woke up the next day to Monokuma's morning message announcement. Then he called us all to the gym. What's he gonna make us do this time? Oh, what's he gonna do this time? We were particularly frozen with fear. Monokuma was determined to get us all involved in his little game. And with that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
Doesn't it feel great being stuck inside like this? You're gonna make sure to stay healthy. You gotta make sure to stay healthy. You're the one who is keeping us stuck inside. Don't sweat it, small stuff. That's my motto. Whoa, I sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think? Did you just fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I going to die in a writhing agony for?
So, why do you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise.
Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise?
Hey!
If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. Now, if you want to keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the Assassin's Fist. Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness. The power can be yours. This sounds like the kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with.
It doesn't matter, just get to the point. Did you really call us here just to exercise?
Hey,
Of course not. You think I'm that kind of free... I have that kind of free time on my hands?
Okay, so then...
I'd like to make an announcement. Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world will open to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world?
You guys?
Enter Aladdin.
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know you kids these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated.
Very nice.
So go ahead, look all around you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world you explode.
With that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he showed up. I like how no school goes on. Yeah, no school goes on. But, a new world?
Could it be...
I feel personally attacked.
Is he talking about a way to get outside?
I wonder about that.
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
Well, we don't know until we look.
Hey.
Whatever he meant. It seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
You hear me?
Okay, now let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet back up in the dining hall and we'll share what we found. You're basically a one-trick pony, you know that?
Got it!
More like a stable food source. Now let's get moving! Seeing his world as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym. Okay. So I see a repeat of gameplay, which is fine. I don't really care. I'm not opposed to that. Wait, when did I get 75 coins? I thought I had like nothing. I thought I was a broke boy. Did I miss something? The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. This man's a father. He has a baby and he smashes a... The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. Is this what Monokuma meant by a whole new world? So, if so, what's up there? This is the second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's gotta be something here. Wait, I can't. Yeah, and they said I can't fast travel or anything. Good place I've been to. What's here? What are you? Oh, and appears I'm late to the party, I guess.
Whew.
It's remarkably dusty in here, and the lighting is less than ideal. For a library, it's not the kind of place I'd want to do much reading in.
That's all you had to say.
I'm absolutely shocked!
How come?
Damnation!
They have all these books in here and not one copy of any of my works.
Well, yeah. Why would a library have comics in the... Why would they have any comics in a library?
Plus, the most fanfic is just porn drawn by a bunch of amateurs. You don't get it. No. At all.
I do too get it.
And with a face like yours, anyone can tell nothing you do is worthwhile. Say whatever you want about me, but never judge a book by its author.
You know nothing!
Now hear this. Appearances mean nothing at all. What you see before you is nothing more than the rind that contains the meaty pulp of my genius.
Here we go!
My creations are what determine the meaning of value. You're so full of it. I'm used to being misunderstood. You think this weak attacks of yours will drop my HP?
After a trial, they gave you coin spinning on how good you are? Oh. Those two really worry me. A Bidoof. He does look like a Bidoof. But still, this library is most interesting. Huh? What's so interesting about it?
Stop talking.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud. The shelf is packed with books. The shelf is packed with books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. It looks like the library's been neglected for a pretty long time. Even though it's a prestigious high school, they've been pretty careless about keeping it nice.
Nice.
You must be pretty happy to have all these books around, huh, Toko?
Not particularly. Nothing really caught my attention so far. Indeed, there's a plethora of books, it's true, but the content seems lacking.
You know nothing!
Where's the comic books? Where's the young adult section? Comic books? Young adult? That stuff's a waste of time. I've seen you write. Talented as you are, your stuff isn't more worthwhile. My stories are filled with pure love and pure feelings. Don't compare them to garbage like yours. Your writing doesn't even mean anything. It's just a bunch of jumbled up letters. Someone should just burn it all. Oh, the lady doth protest too much, methinks.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I bet you're secretly into boy-on-boy action. Boy-on-boy? I don't care if it's anime or comic or fanfiction or whatever. It's all filth, throwaway culture that should be thrashed and forgotten in half a decade. Ugh, just talking about it makes me sick to my stomach. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Grr, you insulted me, and you've insulted my honor.
These two really starting to freak me out. I've never seen anything like it. Well, those two are gonna kill each other probably. Would not surprise me. Shelf path with tight books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. Not my Pokemon. There's thick layer of dust on top of the desk. It looks like the library's been neglected for a pretty long time. That's nice. Oh my god. Is it same thing? Is that a letter? Shelf is covered in dust, but on the shelf is a letter. What's this? Hope Speak Academy.
Indeed.
It was buried under a thick layer of dust, and must have been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside? But we shouldn't read what other people's mail without their
Is
permission.
that right?
What we shouldn't do is leave this here without finding out what's inside. Oh, okay. I broke the seal of the dusty envelope and pulled out a single sheet of paper I found inside. I unfolded the paper and read what was written there. From the Hope's Peak Academy Executive Office. Throughout the years, we have been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long, proud history as an institution of higher learning with full government support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in the major job field. However, Hope's Peak Academy must lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. The decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. And I'd like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for their help and support over the years. For now, we're awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? This consists of a letter, or the contents of the letter are quite interesting indeed.
It would seem
Hope's Peak had stopped functioning as a school, and judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem like to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I say the letter could be at least a year old. So, you're saying Hope's Peak closed down at least a year ago? Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance. But that would mean that it was closed when I got here just a few days ago. I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? But before I got there, I looked up all the stuff online about this school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words...
That must have been all part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real.
However,
if it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there's no other students here could be because the school had already closed down. That would be a nice, simple solution. It's true. But then, what about the other part? Decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure has been resolved. What do you mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us right now?
Now,
if those two events are in fact connected, uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. Although I can't really say any more until we find more details. In other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. Mastermind's motive. If we can figure out why they would want to imprison all of us here, will that be enough to get us out of here? Or...
Damnation!
You understand, don't you?
You know nothing!
You know how stupid it is to judge the merit of a creation by the appearance of its creator? Appearances mean nothing at all.
Here we go.
My creations are what determine my meaning and value. You say that, but... How long am I going to be stuck here, being watched by all these cameras? I'm starving for information out from the outside world. If only there was TV that worked. He looks like a mole. He does. check everything in here? I mean, maybe there's like some baby information like that. It's remarkably dusty in here, and the lighting is less than ideal. The library is not the kind of place I'd want to do much reading in. I don't think I need to do anything else in here, do I? Laptop. What laptop? Don't see a laptop anywhere. This? Ah, looks like a laptop. Yeah, the laptop looks pretty old, and it's all covered in dust.
So...
It's broken. I tried pressing the power button earlier, but nothing happened. It's broken too, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world. If it's broken, there's nothing I can really do about it. Now I think I've officially done everything. Koyako Kiri. And it's almost girl. What's behind this door? Some kind of archive. All I saw in there was a stack of old books and files. I can't imagine what business you would have in here and there. That's true, I really don't have any reason to check it out. I think that's everything. That's the library. It's just a normal classroom shit. The baby's sleeping. Please be quiet. Okay.
I see.
This must be what he meant by a new world.
Huh.
I should probably take a really close look around. In the area? Oh sure, I didn't know that was the door, but...
Just a second.
Oh, Makoto, hey, guess what? Guess what I found? A pool! There's a pool here! A pool! You don't have to keep repeating it. I got it.
Okay.
And there's a ton of exercise equipment in the locker room. Sakura's gonna go nuts when she finds out. Yeah, you're right about that. He seems way more excited than usual. Oh, that's a gun. Hey, oh, that's... Hey, Cheerio. Check out the pool yet? No, I don't like wearing swimsuits. Yeah, you don't seem like the type who might not be into that kind. You seem like the type who might not be into that kind of thing. But still, it sounds like the locker room here have all of the exercise equipment you could ask for. Maybe I'll give it a try. I kind of like to get a little stronger. You want to get stronger? I have to say, that's kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
But I'm not even brave enough to step foot into the locker room. Huh? You don't even want to go in the locker room? It's not that I don't want to, it's just... I don't get it. Is she afraid of locker rooms or something?
Pretty weird phobia, though. Down towards the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? I need your handbook to get to the locker. Guess what? You need your handbook and get to the locker room.
Really?
Of course.
Really?
Oh.
What? If you want to unlock the locker room, you'll have to swipe your personal e-handbook across the card reader next to the door.
Uh-huh.
However, to ensure maximum security within each locker room, only a boy's handbook can open the boys' locker room. The same goes for the girls.
That's probably going to be useful information. I mean, it's obvious information, but probably at some point that's going to be useful information.
And that's the bottom line.
But...
But what if someone opens the door and then someone else sneaks in? Anyone who commits such indecency will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity. See the scattering gun mounted on the ceiling, right? It will be all dugga 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 dugga.
Just a second.
I thought it really hurt if I could to get shot by that thing. No, I think it would be a little worse than that. But what happens if someone loans their handbook to someone else? Boy could borrow a girl's handbook, and that would get into the girl's locker room, would it not? What? That never even occurred to me. To think someone could be so low, so cowardly, so devilish. Okay, then how's this sound?
I got it.
Time for a new rule. As a moment, loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. There. So now no one can give their handbook to anyone else, right? You like that? I'm kind of genius, right? It's because my brain is 100% cotton.
Honestly.
I do not imagine anyone would have lent their handbooks out in the first place.
Is that okay?
After all, they would likely be held responsible for anything that person might do with using the handbook.
So,
But you know, you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room security stuff.
Of course.
It's because teenagers are sex-crazed maniacs. You're at that age where you try humping a plastic bottle. So to keep anything unseemly from happening, I have to maintain a righteous watch. In that case, I would like you to keep the same close eye on our dorms. If some man and some woman decided to share a room, there would be nothing to stop them. All I care about is protecting the holy image of the school itself.
Mr. Gathering Gun goes.
I don't care what happens in your private dorms. By force or by cunning, do whatever you want.
just the worst.
I hate you so much.
See ya later.
Okay, so the new regulation is now in place. See ya!
Ah.
Man, that stupid bear totally ruined my mood. Maybe I'll go take a dip to cheer myself
got
up.
it.
Celeste, cheerio. You want to come with me?
As for me,
There's nothing I hate more than getting water on my face.
I'm sorry.
I'll pass this time. How come? When you're in a funk, there's nothing better than to than a good swim to help you get out of it.
Pretty sure that only applies to you. Anyway, now I have a pretty good idea what's on the second floor. But I didn't see anything that might lead to any kind of exit or anything. All I can do now is hope that someone else finds something worthwhile. I better head back to the dining hall as soon as possible. I didn't mean to skip over it. I wanted to hear their dialogue choices.
Listen to me!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how'd it go? Did anyone discover anything interesting, new, anything?
Yes, indeed.
There's a library.
Okay.
And a pool. A freaking pool and locker rooms filled with exercise equipment.
Well,
There was not, however, anything resembling an escape route. Yeah, she's right.
I see!
Well, hey, there's no reason to get all slucky. Wait till you hear about my amazing discovery.
Quiet down and
The
listen.
warehouse and bathhouse are on the first floor of the dorms are now open.
You hear me?
And the warehouse is chock full of food, clothes, whatever you want. There's so much, it's insane. Go ahead and stuff yourself to gills whatever you feel like. Ha ha ha.
are you okay with this?
Keep in mind, of course, that going out at nighttime is still prohibited. Please do not forget.
Yo.
Okay. And what about a fucking way out of here? You find anything like that?
Oh, well,
What?
There wasn't anything in the warehouse we could use to get our asses out of here? Nothing?
Unfortunately, no, not that I saw.
Hey, come on.
You fucking people.
What?
Who gives a shit about a goddamn pool now, or a warehouse, or whatever the fuck?
Stop fucking around.
We're still trapped in this piece of shit school. We need to find a goddamn way out. Now, there's no point in taking your anger out on us. Adaptation is key, yes. For now, we must each find a way to enjoy our current situation.
You piece of...
Whatever you say, you fucking loon. For now, let's just continue our investigation and let everyone know if you should discover something.
So then.
So, are we done here for today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so. The air seems suddenly grow heavy again. What's the mastermind's plan? To give us hope? Just to turn around and betray that hope? Okay, I have new characters I like are Koyoko.
This is a school announcement.
Shut the fuck up.
Now 10 p.m.
Shut the fuck up. Koyoko, Mondo, the swimmer girl, I can't think of her name right now. And Cheerio. Those are the 4 people that I like currently, right now. Choyoko, I don't actually know how to pronounce her name. That's it. Choyoko, now that I have, see that she's really trying to help, is, she's being a little bit more helpful than she was before. It's kind of good. I'm gonna probably stop the stream after all this goes down.
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then, sweet dreams everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
We all promise not to leave our rooms during the nighttime. There's nothing else to do. I guess I'll just go to bed. Well, it seems like, those, fucking, Sayaka and fucking, Leon didn't follow that. Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of skill or hobby I can say I'm super good at. And my grades are totally average too. My reflexes are okay, not great, not awful. I could get into decent college whenever I make a few friends. Maybe even find a normal girlfriend. Which is exactly why I don't like who I am. I understand that now. My life just giant copy paste. I don't have any imagination. I'm perfectly average cardboard cutout.
You see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
Dong ding dong.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day! Oh, that's right. I wanted to let you know that your e-handbooks have been updated. New regulations have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
The new rule has been added to the regulations menu. You must be referring to yesterday loaning your handbook to another student, strictly prohibited. Right now, I need to hurry up and head to breakfast. Alright, we're gonna continue, everything. What did I just do? Did I just do it again? Oh, no, I didn't. Alright, I'm gonna continue that next time. So, what I'm gonna try to do is, like I said, Persona streams are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What I'm gonna try to do is do, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or Sunday. Or maybe Saturday and Sunday for this, because I'm having fun playing both of those games right now. So, I'm gonna try my best to stream all those days. There's probably gonna be some days where I can't stream on that particular day or something, which is why I said either Saturday or Sunday. But if I do Saturday and I can do Sunday, I'm gonna do both, like how I did this weekend, where yesterday I streamed this and today I streamed it. So yeah, I hope you guys. I'm gonna try my best to get as much quarantine content as possible, because quarantine, and even after quarantine. Good night, everybody. But I hope you guys like I hope you guys like the streams. And I hope you guys are excited for the stream schedules. So yeah, I'll see you all later.